Brought to you by RockSolidFanClub.ca. This is the law. Combat sports and sports entertainment. This is the law. Live audio wrestling.
All right, so it's a Friday night, and I said to myself, you know what's better than being cool? Doing this live with three other losers just like yourself and talking about, are you ready for this, folks? Are you ready for this? Professional wrestling wedding angles. Yeah, no, this is my Friday night, and the only thing worse than that is the fact that you're now watching this too, which means that your Friday night is just as bad. So welcome to the tribe, ladies and gentlemen, as it were. Joining me, as always, my right hand, something or other, little Brady Wedham down there in the corner, hanging out, as always, joining us from the Draw Straws Raw podcast, the perpetual baiter himself. I'm talking about Eric Blandon. And of course, I mean, listen, it goes without saying,
I'm KJ. It's classic clapbacks with KJ time. Oh, you didn't expect this now, did you? Fully loaded 1998.
All right. There's enough of that going on right now. Holy Jesus. KJ's coming in hot on a Friday, Brady.
Had it.
Yeah.
I had it. All right, Jacqueline got her tits out. Jacqueline got her tits out. That's it.
Okay. All right. Let me edit his mic settings because he's a little hot. Okay, KJ, let's do a mic check real quick, buddy.
That's amazing.
Hello. How's
No, can you
everybody
do
doing? I'm KJ. Hello, you sexy motherfuckers. It's I.
Okay.
Perfect, buddy. All right, we're ready to go.
Nailed it. All right. So you know what? Listen, highly informed has already joined and said LOL. You know what that means, Brady? That's what the kids are saying.
Oh, what are they saying?
I don't LOL.
Oh. What does that stand? What's that stand for, KJ? You're the young one here.
Living La Vida Loca.
That's not even the way that would be spelled if it did stand for that.
Eric, your toys look fun. Can I come over to your place, feed you wine and turkey, and open all those up and play with them?
Yeah, I'm completely down with that at this point. You said wine, turkey. I'm more of a roast beef kind of man, especially on a Friday night. But hey, here I am. Here I am.
A roast beef. Good stuff.
I don't know what kind of subliminal shit that was right there, boys, but I'm not down with it. But apparently you two are now getting married. All right, listen.
Yes, wedding marriages. Actually, speaking of roast beef.
Let's talk about the whole angle that is a pro wrestling wedding for a second, right? Like,
okay.
We all know pro wrestling, bit of a soap opera, right? So what's always been the coolest part about it is inside of any of those daytime shows. Did you ever have to watch like daytime soap operas? Brady, I know that you're
stealing Marlena. Stefano stealing Marlena, motherfucker. Billy and Bo, Days of Our Lives. Like sand in the hourglass. So were the days of our lives.
Was that the go-to? Was that the go-to with your parents or just on your own?
That was Price is Right. After Price is Right was done, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As the sand goes through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
All right.
Yes.
Was that because you just didn't go to school like every other child in the world?
I was acting all the time. So anytime I actually had a day off from acting, I was just at home because fuck school.
There it is. The humble brag. Eric, what about you? Like, did you have to watch soap operas with your nanny?
No, honestly, you guys just saw me pop so hard because as I saw Brady started talking about that, I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I did every single day. I also didn't go to school a lot. I definitely didn't do a lot of child acting. I did some for sure. I believe Brady and me were at actually a couple of different Goosebumps auditions at one point or the other. It had to happen. It just had to happen. But
I
yeah,
didn't
I
audition for
watched some.
Goosebumps.
No, I know. They just called you up and they were like, we need you. For
No,
me,
no, no, there wasn't that, but it was like, yeah, long story short, I was casted. They wrote a role for me because I didn't fit the role that I was supposed to do. I was booked on something else.
yeah, I wasn't that talented. So I was definitely
I
like
wasn't
Mr.
either.
Extra, and they threw
I
me
was a
just
good
into the
liar.
background, threw me into the background, whatever. My claim to fame actually is the Santa Claus. So I guess Tim Allen's
Oh
life is a
yeah,
little bit of a
you
soap opera too, when you think
you
about it.
did do the Santa Claus. That's kind of cool. This is maybe should we just switch the thumbnail and say, motherfucker, this is all about acting and wrestling, I guess.
What did you do in the Santa Claus? Did you do Tim Allen?
Oh, geez. Not that I remember. Not that I remember, but things were going on at that time with Tim Allen, so you never know. But I was an elf. I was a reindeer handler.
Elf?
Uh, yeah, I was an
Elf?
elf and
Elf?
elf. Yeah, an elf
Elf?
and an elf at the same
Elf
time. Yes.
or elf?
Yes.
Elf or elf? What are you saying? Elf?
I think elf, but elf could make sense
Elf?
too because they've had this like giant ears that they put on me every single day with glue, and those were monstrosities, dude. Those were terrible.
What
Terrible.
soap opera did you watch?
Tales of Our Life.
Oh, wow.
Please show some respect.
That might have been the greatest thing I've ever experienced right there, KJ. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you and everybody that is ever going to watch this back as it gets clipped and clipped and clipped over and over and over from different angles. Oh my!
Alf. Alf.
Alf was a soap opera.
Jesus.
You don't think Alf was a soap opera? Did you watch it every week?
No. No, I did not.
He's a fucking child, dude. Alf wasn't on TV. That guy was
All right.
already a fucking diddler by the time fucking
All right.
AJ
So,
was born.
so go ahead. So go ahead, KJ, you connoisseur of soap operas. What was your favorite soap opera as a child that is still now your favorite?
It's the one that I continue to watch today. It's Coronation Street. I'm going across the pond. I'm
Oh, there
British.
you go.
British style.
Boring, man. We get
It's
Draw
great.
Straws Raw says, "Hi guys, I like the Raw Dogs," which is Eric B's show. You can go check that out there at Draw Straws Raw. And he also says Eric was an elf.
This all makes sense. It all makes
Yeah.
sense, especially the whole
Yeah.
check out the draw straws thing, especially in August, which is coming up fast. Oh my god.
So we have weddings. Let's steer this ship back. I don't think we're getting back to the fucking coast, but we can at least get away from the storm that we're heading into. So we're talking about wrestling weddings. We're gonna rank them. What? Sorry.
I was getting to it.
Well, that's why I'm your co-host. So we're talking wrestling weddings, and we're talking all wrestling weddings from all eras, from all different companies. Now, we have kind of picked what we think is our favorite wedding, and we're going to talk about it in order. Hopefully, give each other time and not talk over each other like we normally do. And go from there. I think KJ has some he loves and some that he doesn't love so much. Tid has one that I think is probably going to be fucking amazing by the time he gets done his spiel. And Eric, let's start with you because I'm interested. What is your favorite wrestling wedding and why?
Well, listen, guys, what about the Attitude Era, right? This is all I'm thinking about all the time with wrestling is what about the Attitude Era? But yeah, I love me some Attitude Era. And what more is Attitude Era than the wedding, the original wedding, not the one that happened afterwards, which I appreciated also, of Triple H and Stephanie. The original wedding, which required a man to pick up a completely intoxicated woman, put him into his vehicle, drive her through a drive-through marriage chapel, somehow have that marriage go through, and do it all on live TV during the actual wedding of Test, aka Andrew Martin, rest in peace, good old Ontario boy, and Stephanie. You know, so that is one of the reasons why that is my favorite, is because listen, this is as attitude era and as campy as shit can possibly get. Pardon the swear, whatever. But how did we all let this happen? Nobody was arrested. No charges were filed. We all just let this happen. And then it continued to happen after the fact. Now, I did appreciate later on when they brought the angle back into it, Stephanie with the fake doctor, the fake pregnancy. And I probably liked it the most when Vince got socked in the face by Trips, because I am a Bret Hart guy. You guys can't tell from behind me, but that's the reason why that's my favorite angle.
But they did the drive-through wedding at a chapel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
In Las Vegas, Nevada.
So
Sin
that
City, baby. Why am I so excited
all the
about
time? That happens all the freaking time, does it not?
You know what? I'm sure it does, but like there has to be some legalities to being like somewhat sober. A little bit? No.
I don't think
Not,
so.
bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. First
The thing is,
there is no legalities to how sober you need to be to get married in Las Vegas, Nevada.
I can't help but point out that she was not only just drunk, but there was the insinuation that she was also drugged as
Tired.
well. Cannot
That's
stress
what
that enough.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so
Okay, but
we
hold
can't
on
get
a
away
second.
with anything
Let's
now on
address
TV.
that. Let's address that for a second. She may have been drugged, but she may have been medicated, so to speak. You got to remember, it's a very stressful time for a woman to get married like that. Quick, fast, on the fly like that. Maybe, one too many Ambien. I don't know, couldn't balance out. Boom, next thing you know, she's deciding to take a little nap. Triple H, very excited, drives a little fast, gets there super quick. I mean, come on now. I can see all of this. This all plays out perfectly normal for me. And I'm from
Yeah, and you're also, I guess, now known as Notorious Huxtable. What the fuck, bro? That's not a thing. You can't just take a drugged out woman to a fucking chapel, a drive-through chapel, and be like, yeah, she's talking, she's good. I do. That's not good, dude.
what?
The Notorious Huxtable. Bro, we're getting so many clips out of this fucking show tonight.
All right. Well,
This is great. This is great. Yeah, but yeah, that's the reason why that's mine, guys. It's probably not a lot of people's favorite angles. It's definitely not the best thought out angle or the one that has the most drama and storyline attached to it. We're gonna get to that though for sure. That's not what I have. I'm just giving you guys a little bit of tidbits before Tid eventually lays it on us.
Wow, that's twice in the same sentence. You know where to send that. PayPal. I'll send you the information, actually. It should be right about. There you go.
There we go, folks.
All right.
Very good.
Anyways. All right. KJ,
Yes.
you seem to have to have one as well, because you are one of those old timey guys, right? So you're going to take us like all the way back to Uncle Elmer or something, right?
Well, it's funny that you brought that up, because upon pondering all of the wrestling weddings and the things that I want in my own wedding, the first thing that came to mind is that good old-fashioned unholy wedding that we got on Raw in 1999, and it's everything that I want my own wedding to be. Woman against her will, tied to the cross, an unholy book, Paul Bearer specifically doing the honors for me. Posthumously, we have the AI technology to put him as a hologram. We'll get the voiceover going. It'll be perfect. But having that happen, having the Undertaker there and the Druids all coming down, I also want the Big Show in the tighty whities to try and make the save with the 2 before. And get absolutely laid out.
Excuse me, the what? What did
With
you say?
the 2 before.
Two before.
With the 2 before.
2
I
before.
want that to happen as well.
2
Wait,
before.
Are you trying to say tuba 4, like 4 tubas?
Yeah.
Or 2x4?
No. He's saying the thing. If you're in a marching band and you see that guy at the back and you're like, what's the tuba for? Like that guy, right?
The union. We
Okay,
got
sorry.
Ken Shamrock.
Let's go back to Paul White and tidy whities and go from there.
Yeah, Paul White and the Tidy Whities and the 2 before that didn't go over well. He got laid out. He got taken out by Bradshaw, Farouk. The Undertaker was there. Will you be? His unholiness is bad. It's exactly what I want. And it's a brilliant segment. And Steve Austin coming to make the save. Vince McMahon with the just the best and worst crocodile tears at the same time. Thank you. Thank you for saving my baby girl. It's a perfect segment. A home run wedding, if ever there was one. And one, of course, the good guy wins in the end. But, I mean, you can't get better than that. Undertaker, Stephanie, tied up woman on a cross.
Brady, is it just me, or have both of our guests that we asked to come on here actually doing wedding segments about women against their will?
The same woman. The same
woman. This poor Stephanie. Now, I mean,
these guys are attracted to victims.
I mean,
listen, I'm not the one. I wasn't defending the angle. I wasn't defending the angle. That wasn't me, guys. You can record and rewind for that. It was not me.
This is the only night we chose to go live in a very long time. This is
the best. You guys are the best.
Vince somehow let this continue to happen to his daughter too, and
so did we.
Okay, sorry, I got to be quiet now.
No, Eric, what are you saying? Vince allowed this? What? Okay, no, yeah, exactly. No, yeah, you're right. We're live. Okay, KJ, let's go back. What? So that's your favorite?
Easily my favorite. It's got everything that you could ever want in a wedding.
I mean, I would say that wedding is a little overbooked. There was a lot going on in that wedding.
But
bro.
the thing is that each element was better than the last. You know, it's like you got the 7-tier cake going on. All right. You got every layer is more delicious, and the further that you get in there, the more moist and perfect the cake is. All right.
Sorry, what was it?
By the time you get to Big Show in the Tidy Whities and the 2 before, and he's getting whacked over the face, and the Undertaker is right there ready to do the vows, you're at the 7th layer of that moist cake.
We got to get that off the screen.
I would have liked to have seen that wedding.
Oh my Christ.
Wow. All right. I get it.
I'm just saying. Pure entertainment, that wedding. Pure entertainment, that wedding.
Okay, which ones don't you like? Eric will ask you that too.
Okay. The one that I don't like is Macho Man and Elizabeth. Because I don't need in my wrestling, certainly the main event of my pay-per-view, to be some artsy fartsy, cutesy tootsy wedding where everything goes well. I don't want that. I want to see Elizabeth get bit in the face by a snake. That's what I want my closing angle to be. That's what I want my weddings to be. If I don't see that, fuck your love from the get-go. There's a reason they divorced the next year. No snake bite to the face.
I'm pretty sure that she took a snake bite to the face later that night.
I wanted to see it there, and there on the live broadcast. None of this smooching.
Wow. All right.
You know, I'm so happy that we have the legacy of this show from 1996 to now. And this is Eric. What has this become? What's your most disliked wrestling wedding?
Honestly, it's Chuck and Billy, and it's because they don't commit all the way, man. As soon as it finally comes push to shove, they don't commit, and it just becomes, hey, this is a work, it's an angle. But everything that went up to it, leading up to the wedding, the tag team work, also the success that they saw as a tag team during that time, it was all good. So when they finally got to the wedding and did not finally commit to it and just kind of went all the way back on the angle, I was like, oh, what the fuck was the point of this? So why do we do this for all this time?
Well, then we might as well go to me next, because my favorite wedding was the Chuck and Billy wedding.
There you go.
No. You're the main event. No, mine's the Chuck and Billy wedding.
That's your favorite.
That's my favorite.
Why?
Why? Thanks, KJ, for asking.
Explain yourself.
Because Billy halfway through it was like, "What the fuck is going on? Wait, I'm not gay." And was like, "I'm not marrying my buddy. I thought this was just for this was a work so we could get paid."
So hold on. Your favorite part about it was the fact that they didn't go through with it?
Mega 2024.
Oh God.
Okay.
Let's go, Brandon.
Everything that he liked is what Eric did not. Perfect.
I mean,
Brady likes that they turn their back on the whole gay angle. I'm like, go gay all the way, guys. Let's go Friday.
So we've
I
come
mean,
to.
that's America right there in a nutshell, is it not?
Well, we've come to figure out so far that we like victims as brides and homophobia.
No, okay. So
Yeah.
I love that one. And I also really dislike the Brooke Hogan and Bubba Ray.
Oh yeah.
I hated that wedding. I thought that was like an aces and eights turn and all this stuff, which some people like the aces and eights. I wasn't a fan of that.
Right.
But that's my most disliked. Chris, what do you think?
For what do you want first? Hated or favorite? Because I mean,
Whatever.
here's the thing. I'll give you. Well, let's go favorite first, right? Because if we're talking weddings, then we're talking what the hell does a wedding stand for, right? It's got to be about true love.
Yeah.
So that's why I mentioned earlier to you. I mentioned the Uncle Elmer one, Uncle Elmer and Joyce, because that was actually a real wedding. It really happened, and they continued to stay married through the years. Joyce never showed up in any wrestling show ever again, anything like that. Paul Vachon, Ophelia, back in the day. You're talking about that. Stephanie and 1, 2, 3, 4, like anybody that it was available, it seemed like at some point, right? Because you had Undertaker, Test, Triple H again, I guess. Lita a couple of times, right? Edge a couple of times, but they all had a common bond, right? The screw job at the end, like there was some kind of swerve, and you had to know it was coming. So you had to have something that was based on actual true love, and you had to be smart to the business. You had to know that there was going to be some kind of interference. So how is it that you stop anybody from interfering if you're going to get married inside of the middle of the ring? I say it's the same way that you stop them from getting into the ring if you're in the middle of, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, a cage match. So you put a cage up around your wedding, and that's exactly what happened with Eric Young and ODB. And that was a wedding based out of true love. I don't care what anybody says. They went out there. And they told a story. They tried to get interrupted by two little hoochies who came out, to show their goods to Eric Young, but he wasn't having any of it. They got down to their skivvies. ODB gets down to her skivvies. The priest gets down to his skivvies, all inside of a steel cage. No swerve, no nothing. They became man and wife. And to this day, they are still officially married in the world of professional wrestling.
How do you know that?
That, ladies, well, because I just sent a message to Eric Young and he messaged me back telling me that.
Can you read that for us?
There has been absolutely zero.
Well, be careful. The wedding ended with us being married. Yeah. The wedding ended with us being married.
And in the wrestling world, we are technically still married.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I'm gonna fucking edit that out. I think he doxed his fucking name.
No,
All right, so
there's no number.
okay, okay. Yeah.
There is
All right.
no, there is absolutely no number
Okay.
because it's Messenger.
Oh, that's cute.
Did TNA also do a wedding where someone was murdered?
Yes.
Hmm.
Well,
What?
Which one was that?
Well,
well, okay. I mean, think about it. They did do a really good one where they brought in a whole lot of people. The Jay Lethal SoCal Val, right? When all the old timers showed up for that one,
Oh, yeah.
including Kamala. I'm not talking about the one running for president. Don't worry about it, Brady. It's not that one. No, not that one either. I mean, Stacy Keibler, David Flair. Come on.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
how could we forget about that one, guys? How could we forget about that?
Dawn Marie and who was it?
Tori's
Wilson.
dad. Tori Wilson's dad.
dad.
Oh.
Al Wilson. Yeah. They also stripped down to their skivvies. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little different.
That's where KJ came from.
So, I mean, listen.
It was the time period. It was the time.
But if we're gonna talk the worst for
What's the
me,
worst?
it's because it was basically just an in-your-face. This is as close as we're gonna try to get away with porn. It wasn't necessarily the wedding itself, but it was the after celebration with Edge and Lita.
What?
Come on, sexy time in the middle of the ring.
I guess apparently they
celebration.
didn't want to do that.
Didn't seem like that to me.
That's called acting, Eric. It's called acting.
Ed,
If you know who knows about acting, the guy that doesn't have to go to auditions.
Tim
I'm
Allen.
talking about that guy right down there where he belongs,
Huge
right down in my crotch.
I'm
Meg,
still
it's one thing
sour
to-
about it.
Okay, come on now.
Still sour about it.
All right, guys. Well, you got anything you want to plug before we roll this ride out? Let's start with Eric, then we will go counterclockwise.
Yeah, check us out on the Draw Straws Raw YouTube page. We're going to be coming back with some shows starting in August for every Monday Night Raw.
Sweet. KJ, what's up?
not much. Not much.
All right, sounds good. We can find you here on the Law, right? If people want to see what you're up to and all that good stuff, they can check out. When have you got another Colossal Tussle coming out? Anytime soon? You planning a new one?
We're trying. We're on the way. We're on the
A lot of
way.
work
There
goes
are
into
big
those.
things shaking and moving. Tune into the Law.
All right. Big things like his belly. Chris, you know where to find me, guys. You can find me right here on the Law. Let's please give it a like, comment, subscribe, and all that other good jazz. Chris, I'll leave it with you, my friend.
Listen, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for showing up, having some fun on a Friday. It's very early, so you can go out, you can have some fun, you can go to a club, you can try to do something with your lives. Eric Young lives in a food truck in Wisconsin. I mean, why does he have to live in a food truck in Wisconsin? Eric Young can live wherever he wants. What's wrong with a long distance relationship? Right? Just because Draw Straws Raw seems to think that there's an issue with it and you have to actually live with your wife. Well, listen, maybe she doesn't want to live with you either.
You know how to fix that? A snake bite to the face. Just saying. Tie her to the cross.
Get us out of here,
Snake
man.
bite to the face.
Take us out of here. Thanks, guys. Get us out of here.
Right up.